What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm super excited. As you read in the title, this is going to be the kayfun 5. Pretty awesome. Again, let me remind you to join CASA to find out what you can do to fight for your vaping rights in your state. Very important that we all stay together. We work hard at this to overcome these ridiculous FDA regulations. As you can see here, kayfun 5, definitely a little different than before. We have adjustable, on-mod, airflow, stuff like that. This is one of my definite favorite tanks here. This is perfect for an all-day out and about, going to work, driving, whatever. This one's my guy. This one's it. Strongly recommended for me. You can lung hit it. It is restrictive, but man, I can't get enough of this thing. It's fantastic. So we're gonna build it. Now, building this thing, a couple things we need to pay attention to. We have that under wicking classic, pretty much in a lot of different tanks these days. Very cool. As you can see with the airflow right there, not bad. Now, if you're a mouth to lunger, this one will work for you as well. Again, in the final thoughts, I'll give you all of my information on this tank right here. But for me, the kayfun 5 is extraordinary. A nice restrictive lung hit. Very lazy style, just what I like. You may hear a little whining, maybe a little scurrying around. That's because we have a new addition to the family here. His name is G. We call him Grizz, but I call him G. He seems to respond to G. He's 13 weeks old, chocolate Labrador, and he's amazing. He's sleeping right next to me now, so you might hear him, you might not, but give him a big, strong welcome in the comments, man. He's an amazing boy. And I can tell he's meant to do something amazing. So, really excited about that. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what coil I'm going to use. Same configuration as pretty much all the kayfuns. We're going to have our legs bent like this, as you can see. This is, again, 28 gauge fused Clapton, 40 gauge outer, I believe. I like 40, and I like 38. I kind of jump from the two. I even like 36. That's not bad, but with 28, I like 40 a lot, and 38. So 6 reps, 2.5 millimeter bit here. There's a slate kink as well, as you can see on the bottom there. So I kinked it, then bent them down, and that's just going to help me load it. Also, you're going to notice right here, let me throw this back on the driver. I have a screw out, that's right. That's on purpose, of course. They definitely outfitted this tank with the longer screws here. So you can really lift up that screw to get in bigger wires. I think this is a great build for it. A fantastic, flavorful build right here. I'm really excited about it. So I removed it so I can simply load it in easier. I just found it to be easier for me. What I like to do, one lead in, slide it down. Right. Now you can kind of see these right here, these teeth. This is great, man. You can come from the outside with one of your leads, like this one is, sit on the outside, and wrap it around those two forks. Then fasten down your wire. However, I tend to favor this way right here. See, we're on the outside. Try and keep this in the shot. Bring it in like that. Try and center it up. I'm going to do the best I can here. And I'm just going to give it a slight little bend right here. There we go. And that should pretty much hold it while I tighten down the first screw. Couldn't be easier. Center this up a little bit. Excellent. Then the other screw. Pop that on my driver. And come right down in there. Go backwards till it catches a thread. Thread it down. That's pretty good. I don't think I can leave it. Get snug here. Put some pressure on that. Good. Flat on flat connection. And now I have it like this. This is really bare bones here. You saw how easy that was. But you can also see how we're kind of crooked. I want to straighten up that coil. I want the coil to aim right for the middle of these two wicking channels here. So I want the whole width of the coil aiming between these two here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. By simply putting in the driver, spin this around. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little nudge just to tighten it up a little bit. We'll push that way. And just a little push that way. Center it right over that hole. Push it down just a hair as well. I want to get it nice and close, obviously without touching. And let me get this in the shot for you. Yeah, see. That one looks a little close for comfort. So I'm just going to come in, a little bend. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Another snug. Yeah, we're really tight here. We can go ahead and trim that. Trim it nice and flush. Flush you can get it here. 1 and 2. And like I said, you guys, it couldn't be easier. It's very, very simple. The key here is a nice flat coil. As you can see, it's nice and flat going all the way across. It's also close to the airflow hole without touching it. As you can see there, and we're right over top of it. There's a good shot of it right there, right over top of it. This makes me super happy. Let's pull it off and measure it. Let's see what we're working with here. If I can get this thing off. Ugh. Couple questions on the Support 25 I've been getting. I built it the exact same way. It's the exact same thing, just bigger. It really is. We still have that loose problem with it that kind of makes it that it shakes back and forth. So right away we're reading 0.31 ohms, and I got up to 40 watts here. That's a little high. I take it down to 28. That's right, 28. I find it's a sweet spot for this build. Sweet spot. So 0.31, we should get closer to 0.5 ohms by the time we're done here. So we're going to strum this up before we wick it. And these kind of videos are always so much fun, man. It's just the kayfun has come such a long way, man. Such a long way. I'm seeing something. You know what? I think I might just leave that. I'm going to leave it. What I was looking at is it's not quite straight, but I think I can leave that and be just fine. Very cool. So I have some ceramic tweezers. Please only use ceramic tweezers when touching your coil and firing your mod at the same time. If you use metal, what's going to happen is you're going to pop your coil, cause shorts. That's not good for anything. Nothing. And it's definitely dangerous. Safety should be your first priority when it comes to rebuilding atomizers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pulse it. I'm just going to hit it. This is natural. Just burning it off. Very natural. I like humble wick and wire. It's very shiny stuff. Excuse me. And very clean wire as well. But man, it barely ever burns residue. It doesn't burn that much off at all. Like there's really nothing there. And I'm just going to sit here and pulse. Give it a little pinch, pulse. Good. And a little nudge. Good. And the strum. There we go. So again, glowing from the middle out. Just like that. That big sun. See how it's really illuminating. The whole coil itself is illuminating, but the legs themselves are just kind of staying how they are. That's a sign of a really solid connection, and that's what you get with flat on flat connections. When I mean flat on flat, that means I'm trapping my wire with the flat of the screw head and the flat of this deck. It just makes life so much easier on rebuilding. I just feel like tanks and RDAs, they should just be this way. They really should. Anything worth, like, yeah. I'm just a big fan of flat on flat contact connections. So again, one more time, I'm really happy with that. Done. We're gonna unscrew it, And we're going to put it right back on the tenderfoot, which I need to get back to Don. He's going to pimp this baby out for me. For you guys too, man. So I got to get it in the mail. I've been telling him I'm going to, and I haven't. So after this video, I got to get it in the mail and get it to him. So always link in the description for if you want to pick up your own tenderfoot stand. You sure can. There's a link right in the description all the time, as well as my fuse Clapton how to build. My fuse Clapton how-to video as well. So there we go. We're good. We know we're glowing evenly. And we'll get a total resistance here in a minute. But like I said, it usually comes out about 0.5 ohms. So this is where your favorite cotton comes into play. Whatever cotton you like. That's what matters, man. Me, I have some cotton bacon version 2 here, so I've just been using that. We're going to thread it in. Any side that's comfortable for you. I've pulled it through. I can feel it's tight right here. It's snug. So I'm going to stretch the cotton as I gently pull through. That's great. Couldn't be more happy. Could not be happier with that. Nice and fluffy. You know, whenever you wick a coil, and you look at the length of the coil here, you see that the entire coil is chock full of cotton, for one, and when it gets to the outside, it's see that? Running, on the bottom and the top. That's a sign of a really well-wicked coil, in my opinion. Where am I going to cut it? About right there. And can I tell you, it's not hard at all to get this dead on. It's very easy. It's very easy. The goal with this one versus something like the Modfather, you do want these coming down, blocking both the juice wick holes. Don't underestimate those. Remember, especially on this one too. His wick's like a dream. But you want it to go down to the bottom, which I'm going to do here. Notice I'm working from the bottom of the cotton here. And just kind of letting it fall in. And it'll just gulp it up, man. It just eats it like it's nothing. That's good. But you want it to go down. Pull it off. It's a lot easier for me to do it this way. So I'm just sitting here and I'm kind of feathering it with my pick here. I can feel that it's all the way down to the bottom. I'm pushing it to the side and just kind of brushing it, pushing it back and forth here. With not a lot of pressure, just keeping it fluffy down in there. There we go. Just until it falls in, just like that. Let's do it again. Pop it right in. Done. Very easy. They give you a nice big pocket to work with here. But if you ask me, I would focus on keeping your cotton fluffy in here, but spanning from here all the way to here. See how it's spanning the whole distance here? Concentrate on that. I don't like anything poking out the sides there, as you can see. There we go. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And we can juice it up. Throw it back on the tender, throw it back on the mod. Adjust my airflow real quick as well. Done. And we're going to juice it up. I have some Dis 1 from Coil Vapes. Check this out. Delicious custard, man. Throw that in. Just put it right on the coil. Let me zoom in. Put a little on the coil and hit the button. It'll soak it right up. Good. There we go. Again, just keep it going. Just add a little bit to it. And when you're doing this, do your best not to touch the tip of the bottle to the coil. It could melt on there. And yeah, we don't want to vape plastic, bro. And I'm just going to keep going until it's pretty saucy, man. It's looking pretty saucy right now. Any frillies that you see, this is the time to get rid of them. Just simply brush. And that's it. Really simple. Really easy to do. Just like that. Next up, we will thread on our tank section. Slide that right over. And we're going to go all the way down. All the way. Keep going until it stops. It stopped. Pop the top. Fill it up. Always leave air in the top. Top cap on. And this is where you simply unscrew it until you see bubbles. You'll see one pop out. There we go. See it? That's all you need. That's it. You're ready to go, man. 28 watts. Cannot. Oh, Jesus. Great flavor. Smooth vape. I highly recommend this one. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at tjvapingreviews@aol.com or simply comment down below, man. I try to get back to everybody. Hope to see you at final thoughts on this beautiful tank. Talk to you soon, man. Blessings.